سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي كي تستريح
Assalamu alaikum, dear Sheikh. I'm writing you this letter today to ask for some of your time, because I fear I don't have any left of my own. It wasn't always this way, and as much as I knew this day had to come at some point, I guess it's just natural to think it'll never come this soon. I want to share my story with you so that maybe you can share it with others, and hopefully they won't find themselves where I am today. Sheikh, you've known me since I was a little kid, and it's my fault for not staying in touch. So now I'm asking for that chance to reconnect. When I was 6 years old, my parents sent me to the masjid to read Quran with you. It was one of the scariest days of my life, when my mom took my shoes off and sent me inside to meet the man who would change my life forever. And as much as I cried that day, your warm smile and soft voice and all the kids happily reading the words of Allah helped me form a connection with the masjid. For years, we repeated alif, ba, ta, and my family made sacrifices until they could finally call me Hafid too. That's probably the story you know. But now, I want to tell you the real story. When I was a junior, God, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was third period, and I remember so clearly one of my friends was going to have a party because his parents were out of town, and his older brother was going to watch us. All my friends said they were going to go, but I knew my parents wouldn't let me out of the house. I didn't want to look weird or explain that those were things my religion just didn't do, so I told them I would be there. I went home that afternoon and told my mom I had a science project to work on at my friend's house and that his parents would be home. I lied to my mom that day. I tried to act normal. I even finished my Quran, and she dropped me off, trusting her little son who was on his way to memorizing the Book of Allah. She didn't think anything was up. I crawled out of the back seat, put on my backpack, strolled through the doorway. That doorway might as well have been the doorway to hell. When I was inside, the world as I knew it changed forever. Sheikh, I've always been a shy kid, and it wasn't easy to do the things that I did that day. Looking back on it, it shouldn't have been easy to do any of the things I've done over the last 4 years. But something about going down that path makes sinning easy. When you talk to me as a little kid about girls and drugs and all those haram things, I remember scowling and thinking to myself, I would never do that. Today, those are just a part of my life. Actually, this is my life, and that's why I am where I am today. The first time I saw a blunt, wallahi Sheikh, I didn't know what it was. The smell was gross, and it looked like something I wouldn't even pick out of a bathroom trash can. But everyone was laughing. Everyone was in a good mood. I wanted to be in a good mood. I wanted to laugh too. It'd been so long since I laughed. The stress was too much. Grades not good enough. Money not enough. Quran was kacha. Friends were not cool enough. Time wasn't enough. And all of a sudden, after a few chokes, coughs, and passes, there was suddenly enough. Time was still. I had all the time in the world. Nothing mattered anymore. I was finally free. I really wanted to reach out. I was alone. I was cut off. I remember you telling us that Allah is always there. I remember you telling us that Allah is closer to us than our jugular vein. But I felt alone. I didn't think I could reach out to Allah. Why would Allah listen to me? Why would Allah accept my prayers? What was the point of praying anyway? One question led to another question. I had no one to get answers from. The simple solution was just stop asking. Stop praying. Stop altogether. There would always be time later, right? Junior year rolled around. Beer was better than soda. Grades were in the dumps. I remember being called into the counselor's office at school. They told me I would never get into college. Everyone was telling me how much of a failure I would be. I wasn't going to accomplish anything. I wouldn't be a lawyer like my family wanted to be. With my record, what college would even look at me? I wouldn't be a family man. I wouldn't hold down a job. Everyone told me I would be a failure. So you know what I did, Sheikh? I failed. Simple. I just failed. This was easy. Praying was hard. Driving fast was easy. Stopping was hard. Smoking was easy. Breathing was hard. Drinking was easy. Worrying was hard. Sleeping was easy. Being awake was hard. Stealing was easy. Earning was hard. Lying was easy. The truth was hard. But you know what happened to me? Their police report said, Local boy in fatal car crash with local girl. She was in the passenger seat, and I wanted to show her how fast my car could go. That poor girl. She didn't know I was high. She didn't know I was sick. She didn't know she was going to die, and that the last face she would ever see would be mine. The nurses tell me I was unconscious for a whole month, that I had a tube down my throat because my lungs were too weak to breathe. My mom told me, you came to visit. You came a lot, and you read Quran at my side. The doctors kept me sedated because the damage to my brain was too severe. My liver was failing, and the transplant list was too long. I would never get a transplant. Allah works in mysterious ways. Whoever Allah wants to guide, Allah will guide, and there is no misguidance. I've been given this chance to write you, Sheikh. I'm asking for your time because I know I do not have any of my own. I want to ask for forgiveness, but I feel I do not deserve it. How do I ask for forgiveness? Will Allah accept my plea? My body is failing, and I do not have much time. I do not have any time. With my last breath, I pray that I had more time. The words of the Prophet ﷺ are true. The promise of Allah is true. I just want to go to Jannah, and I want everyone else to be there too. My time is up, but there may be time for others. Please share my story so someone else can learn from my mistakes. Oh Allah, I seek your forgiveness.
والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر